Hello and welcome back to the Hunting For series, the series in which I have 1 month to hunt down one of the rarest football shirts of all time. And so far, we've had 2 successes out of 2 attempts. So I thought we'd, ramp up the difficulty a bit. None of these are match worn, Imagine I'm just stood in front of 4 match worn Messi shirts. Think of all the women I'd get. Still 1. Very loyal. So, due to the fact we've had back-to-back successes, I've decided to set myself the hardest and biggest challenge yet. And because of that, we're doing our biggest giveaway ever on the channel, courtesy of today's sponsor. Yes guys, today's episode is sponsored by MiniClip, the makers of Mini Football. Mini Football is an easy to pick up game that is completely free on both iOS and Android. The ref in-game is also very lenient too, which means you can get away with some outrageous situations, which also adds a funny element to the game. This has personally been my favourite element when playing the game. It's always fun when something really humorous happens on screen, and it's always handy having a ref that you know is a bit lenient. It's a game in which you manage, customise and upgrade your own team. You do so with in-game coins which you can earn and then wager against other teams in-game to earn more coins to strengthen your team. And here's where the giveaway comes into play. Mini Football have added the legendary Roberto Carlos to the game. You can see where this is going. Shirts, Roberto Carlos. I wonder where we're going. And to celebrate Roberto Carlos's addition to the game, Mini Football are giving away 5 football shirts signed by Roberto Carlos. To find out how to enter the giveaway, be sure to check it out in the description. All the information is there to enter the giveaway. It's a signed shirt by Roberto Carlos. Not just 1, 5 shirts signed by Roberto Carlos. I wasn't lying. Massive thanks to MiniClip and their new game Mini Football for sponsoring this hunt. Without them sponsoring this hunt, the hunt wouldn't have happened. So a huge thanks to them. Be sure to check out the new game at the top of the description. And once again, it's completely free on both iOS and Android. Let's get into this hunt. Right. So if you are new around here, we've had some previous with MATCHWORN Messi stuff. Play the clips. 3, 2, 1. No way. No. Jody, come down here now. Football Shirts Barcelona is sure the shirt itself is a fake. So, due to the fact that we've been burnt so badly in the past, the aim for this hunt is to try and find a seller that will provide a certificate of authenticity, and they have to be an incredibly reliable seller as well. So, the budget for this hunt is £1,500. We're going to get this done this time. There is no way we fail this hunt.
Then you're living in cuckoo land.
And the logical place to start here is with match-worn sites. The problem is, as you can see on screen, I've done a scroll through quite a few of them. None of them have any Messi shirts listed. I've spoken to a few people in the industry and they've told me that's because Messi will always swap his shirts with a player, and a player is obviously going to be very reluctant to get rid of their match-worn Messi shirt. So we're half an hour in and we're already in the mud.
Embarrassing, to be honest with you.
I'm going to spend the rest of today digging through every single match-worn site, looking at the reviews and seeing if I can find a shirt that was originally listed on one of them and then has gone to auction elsewhere. I think that's probably the best place for me to head in this scenario, but I'll catch up with you guys in a few days and let you know how things are going. Hello again. I've spoken to a few people in the space and asked them if they had any contacts or any leads or anything that could potentially lead me to being a bit closer to this shirt. The response has kind of just been, we'll see what we can do. Which is basically like what I say when Jody asks me to tidy the house. It's pointless. I'll see what I can do. Great. I'm not going to hear from you again. Something that I am finding with the match-worn space on my own personal research is that it's so brutal. Like, this space is ridiculous. As you can see on screen, if you search match-worn Messi shirt on eBay, there's loads of shirts there that claim Messi has worn them. He may well have worn them. They don't come with proof. So you're just buying a shirt that someone's like, ah, trust me. No, honestly, trust me. That'll make for a good video, does it? I bought this match-worn Messi shirt from Craig in Blackpool. How do you know it's match-worn? Craig told me. And something that's even worse from my research into match-worn sites is that COA's, Certificate of Authenticities, proving that a player has worn a shirt, a lot of sites forge them themselves. So what is the point? It's not worth the piece of paper it's written on. This is just... I'm keeping composed. I'm trying to keep my head. But I'm not too confident, I'll be honest. A shirt's on its way. I spent £1,470 on it. It comes with a certificate of authenticity from a site that appears to be very reliable. Here's the story. I found an eBay listing one night that was a match-worn Messi shirt, as you can see on screen, that comes with a certificate of authenticity. So I spoke to a load of collectors in the space who said that this site, Agon, the site that provided the certificate of authenticity, are usually a very reliable site when it comes to match-worn shirts. You can see their site on screen right now. They've specialised basically in auctions for match-worn football shirts. So that's promising. The shirt was worn by Messi with proof against France in 2018 when Argentina lost 4-3. You might be thinking, Ellis, why have you bought a shirt from a game that Messi not only lost, but he didn't score in or assist in either? Messi's only going to play in a maximum of 5 World Cups in his career. To have a shirt that he wore in a World Cup, do you understand how mental and how bonkers this situation actually is? And I'm trying to stay composed for the camera. I'm aware I usually get very shouty. I've been scarred by the Messi shirt in the past.
My relatively inexperienced heart would, I fear, not recover.
So I'm trying to stay composed just in case the seller sends me something, you know, like maybe Dave from Blackpool is sending me some dodgy DVDs. I'm staying composed. The shirt is supposed to arrive in a couple of days. So we just have to wait till then. So, today's the day the shirt is apparently arriving. I've just got to sort of stand here and try to focus on anything else, as apparently today is the day I get an official match-worn Messi shirt. Now we wait. Is that the postman? Is that the postman? It's here. 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 Probably shouldn't shake it. I'm nervous once again. Like, what if the person... It's not the most outrageous of packaging for a £1,500 shirt, is it? I mean... We're out of one package. Into the next. Oh. Like, what if something goes wrong at this point? Like, what if it's not what it said it was? I'll cry. I think I would at this point. I think after what happened with the last match-worn Messi shirt, I genuinely would probably have a breakdown. Not the time for it, but like Rylan on X Factor when he got through. Can you put my face on that? There is the... Oh, I better put that down. Here is the certificate of authenticity. Signed and stamped by Agon Sports World. So here it is. With proof of being worn. A match-worn Messi shirt. Oh my god. Oh my god. My god! Oh my god! Sorry, Alice. Sorry to butt in and interrupt. I'd love to say that I'm interrupting with good news. But does this face look like he's interrupting with good news? Here we go. Let's just say we have some more drama here to unravel. And it's something that I'm very disappointed and pretty disgusted about, to be honest.
Disgusting!
So let's keep going. So, as I said, I purchased the shirt on eBay from a seller who, fair play to the seller, he's been completely helpful throughout every single bit of it. This is not the seller's fault at all. He won the shirt in an auction from a website who I mentioned earlier called Agon. They listed it, they wrote the certificate of authenticity, claiming that they received it from someone who was in the German squad who somehow obtained the shirt through like a kit swap or something. And then they issued a certificate of authenticity because they were sure the player wore the shirt. And I thought that was the end of it. Like, I genuinely thought, this site, they can't offer a certificate. They wouldn't put their reputation on the line for a shirt that wasn't real. Like, I genuinely thought, there we go, we're done. That is until I reached out to a few match-worn collectors, some of which who said, yeah, it looks good. And then one said to me, something looks off about this. Which then led me to watch the entire match for France against Argentina. And there's one detail which ruins this entire thing. As you can see on screen, here is the Messi shirt that I got. There's photos of the front, which you can see right now. Every single bit of that checks out. You can see the sleeve patches. Once again, these completely check out. There was no red flags with these at all. It was all fine. Then we go to the back, and everything here looks right, doesn't it? You can see the Messi, you can see the 10. Look in the centre of that 0 on the back of the Messi shirt. This is where the issue comes in. The back of the Messi shirt, there is a 0 which is filled in all white. There is not one blue strip which goes through the 0 of the back of the shirt, which I have. Because this is what a lot of match-worn collectors do. They get the authenticity certificate and they also check the shirt for every single detail to make sure it checks out. I went and watched every single minute of that game. I went and looked through every single photo of Messi from that game. And as you can see on screen, every single one of them has the blue line running through it. There isn't a minute of that game, you can watch it yourselves, there's not 1 minute of that game where he doesn't have a blue stripe running through his 0. So there is no way he wore that shirt. 0 way. So it's not a match-worn Messi shirt. It may have been issued, but if every single other Messi shirt in that tournament had the line running through it, why would the kit man do one without? So I doubt it was issued either. So this company, who are supposed to be incredibly reliable, once again, they're called Agon, have issued an authenticity certificate to a shirt that was never worn by him. So I've been scammed, and the seller of the shirt has been scammed. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha 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 ha! Happiness. This just shows how shady this company are, in my opinion, because there's only two situations here. One, they knew exactly what they were doing and issued the certificate so people would purchase the shirt. They knew he never wore it, but they issued it anyway, knowing that people would buy it anyway because they had this proof. Or two, they just got given the shirt and assumed without doing their research. It's their responsibility as a site who sells match-worn shirts to do every bit of due diligence that they can. And all they had to do was Google image Messi against France, and they would see that their shirt does not check out with the ones he wore during that game. It is that simple. I'm very lucky in all of this with the fact that the eBay seller has been extremely understanding. I'm sending the shirt back to him and I'm getting a full refund, but it shouldn't have to come to that. I shouldn't be left feeling like a mug. He shouldn't be left feeling like a mug. These companies shouldn't be allowed to sell stuff that they can't prove. It's a horrible situation, and at this point, take my name, remove the E, remove the I, remove the S. What are you left with? 2 L's, because that's what I've taken in this Messi saga. 2 big fat L's. Been a fun few days. For those of you who are wondering timelines, my match-worn Messi scam video dropped 2 days ago. It's been fun dealing with the aftermath of that as well. That's not fully resolved either. Maybe it's better to watch the guy on TV. Right, let's sort this out. Stop. I failed. There we have it. Our first ever unsuccessful hunting for month. I thought we'd succeeded. I really thought we'd done something. But I think this episode has proven that maybe it's not time to hunt for a match-worn Messi shirt, and that the match-worn market is full of shady companies, even the most respectable ones. So I'm officially throwing in the towel on the Messi hunt for now, unless a player or like a match-worn collector reaches out to me and is like, Ellis, I can actually help you with this. I think that, or you know, unless some magical thing happens, like a marketing campaign with like Barcelona, they're like, oh, we want that guy who looks like Claire Balding, get him in now. I just don't foresee there's ever going to be a point where we get a match-worn Messi shirt. Which, you know, it is what it is, you know. We had fun. It's been an emotional saga, this Messi saga has. And I think this is where we end it. I just don't see there being any point now with this whole certificate of... it stings. I'm wounded. Huge thanks again to Miniclip for sponsoring this video with their new game, Mini Football. Be sure to not only download it completely free on both iOS and Android, but now you're at the end of the video, go into the description and find out how you can win yourself a signed Roberto Carlos shirt completely free. At least you guys are getting something out of this video. One of you or 5 of you are going to win shirts signed by Roberto Carlos. And I am an empty wall. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to leave a like if you have enjoyed the video. I'll be back with another Hunting For episode next month. Be sure to subscribe for more football shirt content. I've been Ellis. Ciao, ciao. Bye.